Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order won't feature a Play First trial for EA Access and Region Access subscribers. According to EA, the game doesn't have a Play First trial, in part to reduce the risk of spoilers. Usually, EA Access and Region Access members get a 10-hour head start among other players for new EA games as one of the perks of subscribing to the service. EA Access subscribers will instead get a pair of exclusive skins for DB1 and the Cal Kestis ship, the Stinger Mantis.
We will always struggle. It's the choice to keep fighting that makes us who we are.
Bandai Namco has announced its latest character for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it's Broly from the 2018 anime Dragon Ball Super Broly. In the anime, Goku and Vegeta encountered the Super Saiyan Broly who was exiled from planet Vegeta when he was a baby. The two veteran fighters did not expect him to grow up as a more powerful fighter. Bandai Namco is yet to announce a date for Broly's arrival in the game. Povia Game Studios' reverse horror game Carrion has been announced for the Xbox One. The game was the first announced for PC. In Carrion, players will be taking on role of an unknown monster with tentacles, and it is out to eliminate those who had imprisoned it in an industrial complex. As the monster grows and evolves, it acquires more devastating abilities. The game doesn't have a release date yet, but it is planned for release sometime in 2020. Google Stadia is set for launch on November 19th, and Google has confirmed its official list of launch titles. The 12 titles that will be available at launch are Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2, The Collection, included with Stadia Pro subscription, Guild, Just Dance 2020, Keen, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Samurai Showdown, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Definitive Edition, Temper, and Tomb Raider. Definitive Edition, Borderlands 3, NBA 2K19, and Wolfenstein Youngblood will be launching in the platform later this year. Anthem is celebrating the holidays with a new winter-themed event called Icetide. During the event, the game's world will be covered in snow and ice. BioWare is yet to announce a start date for the event. A preview of the event ran over the game's PC public test server. Giving players a look at what's coming, the preview allowed players to access the Tyrant Mine stronghold with new missions. Plus, they also encountered snow globe storms in free play. 4 terraces and the launch bay were also decorated. We'll get to know more once BioWare release full details. Compulsion Games announced the final DLC for We Happy Few, The DLC called We All Fall Down will launch on PC, Xbox One, and PS4 on November 19th. Publisher Gearbox said We All Fall Down returns the game to its dark origins, but burns it all down in spectacular fashion. This third chapter immediately follows the events in Act 3 of We Happy Few, and is the conclusion to the game's storyline. That Stranding failed to unseat Call of Duty. Modern Warfare in the UK still starts on its debut week. Hideo Kojima's game debuted at number 2, while Modern Warfare sits comfortably at the top on its third week. FIFA 20 is still also quiet a contender as its sales game goes strong, making it land on the third spot. Luigi's Mansion 3 slips to number 4, followed by Need for Speed Heat, which also recently launched. This report is for the week ending November 9th and reflects in-store physical sales alone. League of Legends World Championship won't be having a change in format. ESPN reports in that Riot Games said they have no plans of changing Worlds to a double-elimination tournament and added that they might discuss it for other events. Instead, the current rules format features 12 teams with a double round robin play in a group stage. In then leads into 16-team double round robin main event group stage. Once the final 8 teams are named, the tournament then concludes with a single elimination knockout stage. Ubisoft released the patch notes for Rainbow Six's Operation Shifting Tides update. One of the most notable additions of Shifting Tides include limb penetration. This feature is an answer for players who have been denied a headshot after launching a stun grenade on enemies because the enemy's character raised its hand to cover the eyes. There are a few categories for limb penetration which are based on the weapon the player is using. Ubisoft also took armor levels into consideration when adding this feature. The Fan Plus of Phoenix and G2 Esports, the closing games at the League of Legends World Championship Finals, had a peak concurrent viewer count of 2.9 million, with 3.7 million viewers at its highest peak, according to a report by Esports Charts. These numbers are almost double of last year's final in South Korea, when Fnatic and Invictus Gaming faced off. Last year's finals had a concurrent viewer count of almost 1.6 million with 2 million viewers at its peak. Commonwealth member states observe November 11th as Remembrance Day to commemorate war soldiers who died in the line of duty. This was also commemorated in Fortnite with the Royal Canadian Legion commissioning Remembrance Island. Speaking to CBC, the Royal Canadian Legion said they hope to show a greater understanding of the history of Canada's military past to young people with this initiative. Players were encouraged to visit Remembrance Island and offer a moment of silence for the fallen heroes. Once again, we have for you our daily deals where we give you amazing deals for equally great games. The free game available today is the Brutal Action Shooter Runner. Our price drop deals available today are the Hitman Games of the Game of the Year edition and Jumanji the video game. And the game with the best discount right now is the Action Adventure We Have With You. Grab these awesome deals here at ALLKEYSHOP.com and just go to the daily deals page.
The player count of Minecraft was able to reach 480 million players, most of which are players in China since a free-to-play version had been released there. The paid version of the game was able to sell 180 million copies across the globe, while the free-to-play game was able to get 300 million players. The game gets about 112 million active monthly players. Minecraft had been a game that players love to go back to. It is not necessarily in the forefront, but the players still love to come back to it. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint gets a huge update, which is about 7 gigabytes in size. This new patch will be bringing the game to version 1.0.3, and it will come with fixes for the issues that had been reported by the game's community. There will be improvements to the issue where scopes would flicker when player adds. Also, a camera shoulder swap can now be done when the player is in cover. Some adjustments to stamina have been made as well. You can check the complete patch notes on the game's site.
So, you're curious to hear about D'Angelo?
The 5th edition to Vampire the Masquerade is Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. The game is set to launch by the end of this year for PC. The developers recently said that the game will also get a console launch. The announcement was made via video trailer. Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York will be launching on December 4 for PC via Steam, GOG, and other digital outlets. The launch date for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch will be by the first quarter of 2020.
Locating kindred who would prefer to remain hidden. The kind of work the Nosferatu are best at. Seek him out if his hard-boiled detective routine sounds like something you can stomach. So, you're curious to hear about D'Angelo? I can't blame you. He's quite the character. He's one of the Nosferatu, a uniquely cursed clan. Their appearance is hideous.
Mad Machine's launch date for the Steam Early Access has been delayed to the 15th of November. The game is an endless online multiplayer that has up to 8 players, free for all brawls. The game also comes with highly destructible and highly customizable robots, which you can use to have endless explosive combats. At the early access launch, we can expect a new game mode called the Mad King, which is a never-ending battleground. Mad Machines is set to launch as a full game by the first quarter of 2020. Blizzard shared a short story called Valkyrie for the game Overwatch. The short story is about 24 pages and it features the character Mercy. Her real name is Dr. Angela Ziegler, who is an aid worker in Cairo, Egypt. The short story seems to be a tease for the newly announced Overwatch 2 game. The game is still in the early stages of development, and Jeff Kaplan was not able to give any specifics for the game's launch date because of that. The new Overwatch 2 is said to have a story mode and new characters. After being in development for a few years, the Pedestrian now has a teaser trailer available. The game had launched a Kickstarter campaign back in 2017, and it is about 95% finished. The game offers a side-scrolling puzzle game having your characters as the iconic stick figure that you see in traffic signs. Puzzle solving is available in both 2D and 3D environments. The full release date had not been revealed as of yet, but for those who are wanting to try the game now, they can play a demo for the game. A Magic the Gathering tournament will be hosted by Twitch Esports. This will be a 75,000 tournament, and all of this happened when it was been announced that a Magic the Gathering banned and restricted will be on November 18. There will be several standard cards that will be cut. Right after the announcement will be the start of the MTG Arena tournament. The format of the tournament will be the standard best of 3. Affiliate and Twitch partner Magic streamers are invited to participate. Counter-Strike Global Offensive was able to reach the most played game on Steam last October. This is the very first time that the game was able to reach such a feat. Last month, Counter-Strike Global Offensive was able to reach 747,937 players in total. In the second place is Dota 2 with 739,924 players. And PUBG is at the third place, having 637,870 players. The surge of players was probably because of the Star Ladder Berlin Major, as well as the resurgence of the popular map Cache. The World Electronics Sports or the World Electronic Sports Games is making a comeback. This will come with some online qualifiers for 4 competing regions. The grand final will be Chongqing in March 2020, and it has a prize pool of $5.5 million. The qualifiers are starting today, and there will be different tournaments available for games like Dota 2, StarCraft 2, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. There will also be women and men's brackets. Players can go to the WESG website if they are interested in joining. XL2 Academy, the Academy team of New York Excelsior, announced in a tweet that they will be taking a hiatus from the Overwatch Contenders. Because of the announcement, the team staff members and current players are looking for other opportunities. The announcement came as a surprise, especially since the team is actually doing good in the Overwatch Contenders scene. Earlier this year, another team had dropped out of the Contenders, which was Mayhem Academy from Florida Mayhem.
Mutants. The greatest threat we
The
have
spiritual
ever
successor
known.
of XCOM called Phoenix Point gets a new faction trailer. Snapshot Games had been hard work for the game. The previous launch date announced was for a September 2018 release date, but it has been changed to December 3 launch date. One of the game's standout features is its first-person aiming mode that has a limb targeting system. This new system is able to create different debuffs. The environments will also be destructible, which you can use as a part of your strategy.
Weaponry, but we need you to carry the fight. Join us. With your help, we will cleanse the mutant threat and ensure a bright future for our children.
Once again, we have for you our daily deals, where we give you amazing deals for equally great games. The free game available today is the brutal action shooter Ruiner. Our prize drop deals available today are the Hitman Game of the Year Edition and Jumanji the video game. And the game with the best discount right now is the action adventure We Happy Few. Grab these awesome deals here at ALLKEYSHOP.com and just go to the daily deals page.